Good morning, it's Bob Mason from FX Empire and welcome to the daily crypto tech review of Bitcoin, EOS, Ethereum and Ripple's XRP. We'll be looking at the MACDs, the moving averages and the support and resistance levels. It is Monday, the 3rd of August. Jumping straight in and looking at Bitcoin against the dollar and the hourly candlesticks. Bullish start to the morning following yesterday's crypto meltdown. Going to need to see Bitcoin move through the pivot at 11,233 to support a run at the first major resistance level. This is 11,918. Going to need to see support from the broader market to break out from 11,500 levels, however, which is a key resistance level for Bitcoin. Failure to move through the pivot would bring the first major support level into play that sits at 10,369. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, however, should see Bitcoin avoid sub 10,500 on the day. Looking at the MACD, we're seeing a bullish crossover, supportive of a possible partial recovery of yesterday's sell-off. We are seeing, however, a narrowing of the 50 EMA versus the 100 and 200. So a move through the pivot at 11,233 back through to 11,500 levels will be key to support another run at 12,000 levels. Moving across to EOS against the dollar, slightly bullish start to the morning. Going to need to see EOS avoid a fallback through the pivot at 2.9715 to support a run at the first major resistance level, sitting at 3.4546. Support from the broader market is going to be needed for EOS to break back through to 3.4 levels, however. Barring an extended rally on the day, should see EOS fall short of that first major resistance level. Fallback through the pivot would bring the first major support level sitting at 2.4578 into play. Barring another meltdown, should see EOS avoid the second major support level sitting at 1.9747. Looking at the MACD, we've got that bullish crossover and a widening of the histogram suggestive of a recovery from yesterday's meltdown. The moving averages, however, we're seeing the 50 narrow against the 100 and the 200. So avoiding a fall through the pivot will be key through the rest of the morning. Moving across to Ethereum against the dollar, a bullish start to the morning. Going to need to see Ethereum avoid a fall through the pivot at 371. Support a run on the first major resistance level sitting at 416. Barring an extended rally on the day, that first major resistance level should cap any upside. A fall through the pivot and the 38.2% fib at 367 would bring the first major support level sitting at 327 into play. Barring an extended sell-off, Ethereum should avoid sub 300s and the second major support level sitting at 282. Looking at the MACD, we're seeing a bullish crossover which supports a breakout through the morning. We're also seeing the 50 EMA widen marginally against the 100 and the 200. So avoiding the pivot and a move back through to 400s would support a run at that first major resistance level. Finally, looking at Ripple's XRP against the dollar, slightly mixed start to the day here. Going to need to see Ripple's XRP avoid a fall through the pivot sitting at 28.51 to support a run at the first major resistance level sitting at 32.87. Support from the broader market to break out from yesterday's high that was at 32.62. Barring an extended rally on the day, should see resistance at 3.2s cap any upside on the day. So we expect Ripple's XRP to fall short of that resistance level, barring an extended rally. Fall through the pivot level would bring the first major support level sitting at 2441 into play. Barring an extended sell-off, should see Ripple's XRP avoid sub 0.24 support levels. Looking at the MACD, we've got a bullish crossover, suggestive of a breakout on the day. Key through the morning will be to move through to 0.3 levels to support a run at that first major resistance level. Looking at the EMAs, we've got a widening of the 50 against the 100 and 200, supportive of a partial recovery at least of yesterday's sell-off.